your boy here, and I'm talking about a different subject and a new subject, right? And now life ain't easy, right? And it's a fact as long as you live, life will happen to you. So like life in general, I would describe it as like, okay, random things are gonna happen, big things are gonna happen, but you're gonna have to find the ability to get through it. Recently, a word that I've been saying and seeing we're in need of is longevity. Now, this has many different forms of itself and can even be biblical, right? Whether it's patience, long suffering, or even patiently waiting for God's perfect timing, right? Now, these different aspects of life needed aren't easy, but the idea of longevity, it will help you move and do things that can help you do patience and long suffering and waiting better, right? Let's talk about it. Now, your boy has a definition of what longevity is. It is a long individual life, great duration of individual life, the length or duration of life, length of service, tenure, etc., seniority. For myself, longevity is the ability to do or be in a area, space, place for a elongated amount of time, right? Now, biblically, there's another word for it called long suffering. What is long suffering? Enduring injury, trouble, or provocation long and patiently. Long and patient endurance of injury, trouble, or provocation. Again, same thing, you know. Now, it does sound bad, right? Long suffering. Seems like you're just going to be suffering for a long time. That's pretty much what it sounds like. It isn't great, but it is an ability that the Lord gives us to endure life. Because in life, there will be levels of suffering, and to live through it is the ultimate goal, right? Life is hard, but the thing is, we must be in we must be in it for a long time. You feel me? Like a lot of us have to. You have to live life like you're going to be at it for a while. Like if, and I'm glad nobody like I'm glad God doesn't tell us this. But if you were told like, okay, you're going to live 100 years, and when you become 100, before your 101st birthday, you're gonna die, right? What are the things that you would do to make or sustain your life well for all that time, right? And even certain ages to you should seem like, oh, well, I'm not that old technically now, right? You knew that you had a certain amount of time. What would you do with all that time? You feel me? How would you long suffer? How would you move with longevity and having the ability to do and live life for a long time? Like, what would you honestly do, you know? Because the thing is, if you know the quantity, right, and none of us really know the quantity of life that we're, like how long we're going to live life, right? But if you knew the quantity, would you make every day more quality? Like, would you do that? You think, would you eat better? Would you, you know? So we need to be able to live it as well as possible for as long as possible. That's what longevity is to me. We want quality, the best form of life, and quantity. You know, you don't want to just have one or the other. For as many days as possible. Longevity is important to think of in many different aspects of life. Think of your decision with longevity in mind. You need to think of your decision with longevity in mind. Can I be satisfied in doing this effectively for a long time? Whether it's the following: relationships, jobs or careers, diets, healthy living, hobbies, homes, and environments. Like in every one of those senses, are you able to be in that space, be in that place for a long time? I know for myself, when I was living back in Maryland, you feel me? It was, I know it was a decent place to live in where we were at, but the thing was like, I don't think there was a lot of longevity there. Why? Because its cost of living is extremely expensive. Like there are certain environments that are dangerous, you feel me? And I'm not saying the whole of Maryland, but certain parts, you feel me? Especially the parts that, like, places I was going to school, stuff like that, there is a lot of dangers there. So it's like, you have to keep in mind, okay, where can I live and sustain for a long time? What jobs can I live off of for a long time? You know, so it's like, being able to do that is a huge part of living with longevity in mind. We want to be able to do all these things as long as possible well, not just halfway living or being. Example, if you're dating someone and have grown to know them pretty well, is this relationship good enough that you can be in it for the long haul? You feel me? Like, don't think of relationships as, okay, I'm gonna be in this gym for 3 weeks and then I'm done. You feel me? Don't even waste nobody's time like that. It, if not, right, if you're not able to do that, it's time to end it. Like, it's really time to end it. If so, this is likely time to pursue or further. If you can do it, then it's time to, like, okay, go further and go deeper. You feel me? In that relationship, you have to be able to see where this need to be cut off because I'm not going to be able to do this forever, or you feel me? This is a good thing. I can do this for a long time, blah, blah. Because everybody has their own tolerances and their feelings about certain stuff. But you have to realize and understand for yourself, okay, what that is, what that should be, and stuff like that. Another example. You're starting a new food diet, right? Attempting to do it for a while so that you can cut weight, blah, 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 cut weight, gain weight, whatever you're deciding. Does it have enough in it that you can handle it for a long time? Like, oh, okay, this is the diet that I'm on. I can do this for a long time and be fine and still be sustained. You feel me? Or is it too hard to do? I'm only eating 2 pieces of vegetables a day and then I'm not, it's not sustaining me as much as I need to be being sustained. Now, there's a difference between, okay, I'm used to eating this much, but I'm eating this much, versus a diet where I'm used to eating this much and now I'm getting this much and I'm not going to be able to do that for very long. You feel me? So it's like, you have to make sure, because even for myself, I try to eat right. I take time, start eating certain things and stuff like that. But the things that I choose to do now, I'm eating this, not that, da da da. It's stuff that I can do for a very long time without it really affecting me negatively, because I'm thinking with longevity in mind. If I really want to start a new diet, do blah blah blah, then it has to be a diet fit for me to be able to do it long enough. You feel me? So unless you're really trying to get really committed to, like, stop doing something, then that's a whole different situation. It's important in decision making that we think of the future so that we make wiser and more sound decisions, ones that will benefit future you. Your future you will thank you. You feel me? 3 things needed for longevity I've learned from Dr. Darius Daniels, a senior pastor and founder of Kingdom Church in New Jersey, are means of keeping a steady head in life, right? So, of course, I like lists, so I'm going to give y'all a list. It's the 3 R's, right? Number 1, rest. It's rest. You need rest. Like, it's like sleep, getting enough sleep, like taking time to calm down. Literally, because the thing is, you got to think, in the Bible, it says after God created everything, he himself even rested. He himself even rested. Why in the world would he not tell us? I'm getting ahead of myself. But it says, right, these are the things that happen with a lack of rest. Now, number 1, fatigue. 2, depression. 3, impaired memory. Like, you're going to start not remembering things. 4, immunodeficiency. I almost said that wrong. Immunodeficiency. So your body, you're more likely to get sick if you're not getting enough sleep. I watched that in a video recently, and homeboy was telling people about, like, okay, if you don't get this amount of sleep, you're more likely to get sick just off of that. So if you're not sleeping, you're more likely to be sick. Insomnia. You feel me? So if you're not sleeping, it's going to make you less likely to also sleep, right? Obesity, weight issues. I've definitely realized this myself. When your boy is real heavy and stuff like that, I wasn't sleeping right. You feel me? I wasn't eating right, I wasn't sleeping right. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, having difficulty concentrating, irritability, narcolepsy, like, geez, like you're just gonna go to sleep. Accident risk, having trouble remembering things. They said they put that one a few times actually. headaches, hypertension, lower sex drive, issues managing stress, mood changes, and like shift work. These are like the big list of things. That was 19 things that all messes you up because you're getting a lack of sleep. So like being that that list is so long, rest is a huge part of trying to live with longevity. You got to think of those things because any of those things, having any of those things on a daily basis or continuously, is not going to help anything in your life. It's going to make your job harder. It's going to make relationships harder. It's going to make your health worse. You feel me? So it's like it's going to affect your confidence and even wanting to live. Like it says, depression, you're more likely to be depressed. So if you're going through like a time of like depression and stuff like that, check to see if you're getting enough sleep. You feel me? Because that is one of the key factors in having a level of depression. Now, why is rest so important? Benefits of rest. Now, our new research shows that getting less than 5 hours of sleep is the same as, pay attention, driving drunk. As a lack of rest, while driving is compared to drinking and driving, with that said, here are a list of reasons we must be stressful. We must be restful. What a flip! I said stressful one. These are reasons why we must be restful and how being sober-minded includes an ability to get enough rest. So it's like being sober-minded, having the ability to be sober-minded also goes from you not getting enough sleep. So you keep making fun of that drunk dude over there. If you're not resting enough or you're up all night or you're doing blah, 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 you're likely to move the same way he is behind the wheel. So behind the wheel is just one level of danger. You feel me? But you moving that way in everyday life also isn't beneficial. If he shouldn't be drunk in everyday life, you really shouldn't be, you feel me, not getting enough rest in everyday life because you're still going to move wrong, you know? Number one, you get an awareness of enemies because you know I got to go to the Bible. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. We must be sober-minded, right? Because there are principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world going against you in high places. So it's like you not being sober-minded, getting enough rest, of course, they compared it to drinking. You not being sober-minded, even through and because of lack of sleep, is not helping you. You're not going to be aware of the things around you and the surroundings around you and the issues around you because you're not getting enough rest. Now, a lot of times, I've definitely been through times of not being able to sleep, all that other stuff, right? And I realized even for myself, right, I made some decisions that I didn't like. I did it off of not being able to sleep. You feel me? I'm doing blah, blah, blah because I didn't get enough sleep. I'm doing this and that because I'm getting enough sleep. I'm staying in these situations because I didn't get enough sleep. So it's like being able to rest helps you to not get in bad situations. So it's like, okay, if you don't got the issue of drinking, you don't got the issue of smoking or blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fantastic. But if you are also moving or not getting enough sleep, you still have the capabilities of moving wrong and making bad decisions. So our bodies must be ready to combat this with a physical body that can be mindful enough to know better and ready to battle the many issues of life. Now, Ephesians 6:12, this is the Amplified version, so y'all going to get a little more, states, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, contending only with physical opponents, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly supernatural places." I had kind of said that already, but it's biblical. There's a lot of things going against you. If you're not aware of those things, then it makes you more likely to fold, be put in a situation that you don't need to be because of that reason, because you are also not sleeping. You feel me? So being able to sleep and take time to rest and stuff like that, it gives you awareness of your enemies. That was number one. The ability of self-control and sound communication with God. And your boy got Bible verses on this. And this is Peter 4:7. I actually got two verses in this. I'm going to give y'all the Amplified version. The end and culmination of all things is near. Therefore, be sound-minded and self-controlled for the purpose of prayer, staying balanced and focused on the things of God so that your communication will be clear, reasonable, and specific and pleasing to Him. A lack of rest can lead to issues of being able to have self-control. So it's like if you're not getting enough sleep, again, they compare it to being drunk. If you shouldn't be drunk because your self-control is not going to be there, you should not be not getting sleep because your self-control is still not going to be there. So it's like you will be more clear, more reasonable, and more specific and sound-minded if you get enough rest. If you don't get enough rest, that's going to automatically be an issue. And you're not going to have any of those things. You're not going to be able to do any of those things. For myself, again, been in a scenario, I was in college and stuff like that. I'm trying to get all my schoolwork done, do blah, 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 blase, blase, you feel me? But if I'm not getting enough rest, the quality of my work goes down because I'm not as cohesive or I'm not as clear as I could be because I'm not resting. You feel me? When your boy was getting good sleep, stop it. You could not stop me. You cannot tell me nothing. I'm going off a good night's sleep right now. You feel me? I'm still talking crazy a little bit, but, you know. Oh, another thing, before I even go on to number 3. They have said for you to, when you miss one day of sleep, like, or have a bad one day of sleep, I think they said it takes like 3 days to recover from that. So let me just tell you that now. So if you going off of like 3 days of bad, yeah, you're going to have to get some good sleep for a minute to recover well. Because it's like, now, you can probably have a decent amount. You can be good for a little while, you feel me? And people won't really realize that you tripping, you feel me? But if you're not getting enough sleep to recover and be whole enough to recover from that night of sleep, you're going to have to get like at least like 3 days. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Look it up. Study on this stuff. Number 3, you have awareness of Christ and obedience. First Peter, Peter not playing when it comes to this sleep. 1 Peter 1:13. Therefore, preparing your minds for action and being sober-minded, again, sober-minded, set your hope fully on grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Rest is required to keep a level of obedience. It helps us stay in the right mind to keep us from obeying. So it's like I'm in the right mind, I'm focused on God, I'm focused on what I need to be doing right because my mind is clear and I know what I need to be doing and what I should not be doing. And this even helps you acknowledge Christ and be attached to Christ and stuff like that. It's very important that you do this. You feel me? It's like, especially if you're a Christian or stuff like that. As a Christian, it helps you stay focused on Christ and the stuff that you need to do. As a non-believer, which I'm going to pray for y'all, it helps you even do the regular, everyday, your own level of morals correctly too. Because if you don't get enough sleep, you're not sober-minded, then it's like it's not going to, you and your own boundaries and morals are going to be out of place just because you ain't getting enough sleep. I hope you don't have the moral that, like, some people might have the morals where, all right, man, I don't want to get no sleep, I want to act up. Nah, that's, you tripping. But, yes, it helps you keep a level of discipline up for yourself, and then you're more aware of, okay, Lord, I'm trying to move right, I'm trying to be right, blah, blah. But if you don't have that sober-mindedness, getting enough rest, then that it makes you less likely to do what you even trying to do. Like that level of, okay, I should be doing this level of discipline, It makes it less likely because you're tired. Now, renews our strength. Number 4, it renews our strength. Isaiah 30:15. For thus said the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and in trust shall be your strength. But you were unwilling. Now, in this one, it is stating that okay, we can be rejuvenated, strengthened, and all that with rest and quietness. You feel me? Especially in the Lord. But a lot of people, you feel me? And a lot of people, and that's why it says, but you were unwilling. Take a deep dive and check this passage out. A lot of us are unwilling to even do that. You feel me? I know there's a difference. I'm out here in Germany currently, but there's a difference between this culture and in American culture. In American culture, it's a lot of fast-paced, do stuff, money, 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 blah, 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 right? It's always running and chasing that. Over here, they kind of, I don't want to say they force you, but by law, you have to have these certain days off, times off, and stuff like that. Even Sunday. Sunday is seen as a very respected day where you got to be quiet. Why? A lot of times it's because, you feel me? I don't know if it's true 100% reading, but I what I've heard or what I've been told by a few people is like people need time to have that quiet, not work. You feel me? It's literally seen as and respected as a day of rest, which Sunday is supposed to be that. They even close down a lot of places. Like if you want to go to your favorite restaurant on a Sunday, sorry, you can't do it, or you have to do it after a certain time. But in Germany, they have that rule. Why? Because they take rest seriously. You feel me? Like, and you can't even have too many jobs out here. They tell you, okay, whatever jobs you have, you got to pay taxes on it. Period. You feel me? But the thing is, you can't have too much because they don't want you to overexert yourself. In the States, they do not care. I got 50 jobs. If I'm all getting to them jammies all at the right time, then they not really tripping. You feel me? But yeah, they take it very seriously. And we should too a lot more because it renews our strength. If you are able to, if you have a lot of responsibilities and stuff in your life, it is best that you take that time to rest so that you can move accordingly. You feel me? Don't be trying to jump into everything and do everything. You feel me? And then everything that you're doing or you're a part of, you're giving what? Let's say 20% of yourself, like you're not doing it as well because you're not rested. You feel me? Now, number 5, it's mandatory as a believer to rest. Now, Exodus 20:8 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. So 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male servant or your female servant, or your livestock, or the within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth and the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Boom, that's a lot. I just gave you a lot. So with that said, he's saying if God needed to rest, you feel me, you also need to rest. Stop playing. Because the thing is, the Sabbath is a day to be. A lot of people think of it as okay. I'm supposed to be doing holy stuff, all that stuff. It is to an extent, and you got to respect it. But the thing is, you are also disrespecting it if you're not sitting down and resting. If you got everybody in your house working, that's wrong. If you doing a lot, that's wrong. You got to have a day of rest, chilling, not doing too much. You feel me? And it was created that way as a holy day. You feel me? A holy day so that you can get that level of rest. Rest isn't just a moment to slow down before getting ready to go hard and work hard again. It must be a part of life so that we all not just do well, but do well for a long time. You feel me? I want to be able to do well for a long time. What helps that? Rest. That's why it's number 1 on this list. It's literally 3. There's 3 different ones. I definitely was on rest for a long time, but I feel like it's extremely important, and people don't think of that, right? Or they kind of just leave it as it is, like, oh well, I'll get sleep. The craziest thing that I heard is what? Oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. No, you're not gonna sleep when you're dead. You're just gonna be dead. That don't make no sense. Oh, let me get some. No, the thing is, rest is made to rejuvenate you. You feel me? Rejuvenate you, give you strength, and all that other stuff. If you're dead, You're not gonna be rejuvenated. You just did.